There are 3 cars sitting at used car dealerships right now that nobody wants to buy. But here's the thing. Every mechanic I know is buying these cars for their own families. These aren't broken cars that need fixing. These aren't okay cars for the price. I'm talking about cars that will easily run 300,000 miles with just basic oil changes and brake pads. And they're selling for half their real value because of one silly reason. Most people don't even know these cars exist. I've been working as a mechanic for 22 years now. I've watched people spend way too much money on Camrys and Accords, while these 3 great cars just sit there waiting for someone smart to buy them. Car number 1 has been my secret pick for 5 years. I've helped about a dozen customers buy them, and not one single person has come back with a major problem. Not even one. Today, I'm going to tell you about my 3 most underrated used cars you can buy right now. These cars give you Toyota quality at really cheap prices. I'll spend the most time on number 1 because that's the car that will completely change how you think about buying cars. Let's start. Number 3 is a car that mechanics love to see come into the shop. Not because it breaks down a lot, but because when it does need something fixed, it's easy and cheap to repair. And you can buy one right now for under $9,000. Last year, a young guy came to see me. He was about 28 years old. He wanted me to check a BMW 3 Series before he bought it. It was a 2014 model with 87,000 miles on it. The dealer wanted $14,500 for it. I looked at all the maintenance records and what repairs were coming soon. I told him honestly, "You're about to spend $14,000 on a car that will need $4,000 in repairs in the next 18 months. He asked me what I would buy instead. I pulled out my phone, opened AutoTrader, and showed him a 2015 Buick Regal with 62,000 miles for $8,900. Same power as the BMW, way better reliability, and $5,600 cheaper. He bought it. That was 14 months ago. Want to know how much he's spent on repairs since then? Just $47. An air filter and an oil change, that's all. Here's what most people don't know about this Regal. It's not really a regular Buick. GM built it with help from Opel in Germany. The 2.0-liter turbo engine is the same LTG engine that won awards 3 years in a row. The transmission is a 6-speed automatic from Aisin. That's a Japanese company that makes transmissions for Toyota. So you're getting German engineering, a Japanese transmission, and American prices just because it says Buick on the front. And people under 50 years old won't even look at it because they think Buicks are old people cars. The average price for a 2015 Regal with under 80,000 miles is $8,500 to $11,000. Compare that to a same-year BMW 328 Thrive, which costs $14,000 to $18,000. If you ever need to replace the timing chain on the Regal, which is rare, it costs $1,100. On the BMW, it costs at least $2,800. The turbo on the Regal is easy to reach. I can replace it in 3 hours. The BMW turbo is buried deep in the engine. Just the labor costs $3,200. If you're looking to buy one of these, here's what you should check. First, check the PCV valve. They made a better part after 2014 that fixed an oil problem. If it's already been replaced, you're good. Second, look at the turbo inlet pipe. If it's cracked, that's a $90 part and takes 20 minutes to fix, but it tells you the previous owner didn't take care of the car. Third, test the touchscreen. Some of these had screen problems. It's not a mechanical issue, but it's annoying and costs about $400 to fix. Here's the simple truth about the Regal. You get a nice driving experience without expensive repair bills. The only reason this car is cheap is because most people don't know what it is. But if you think the Regal is overlooked, this next car might be the most ignored reliable car in America. And how much value it loses is honestly crazy compared to how good it is. Number 2 has some of the lowest repair costs of any mid-size car on the road. Lower than Camry, lower than Accord, and it loses value like it has a disease. I've been watching this for years. Every time a Mazda 6 comes into my shop, I almost get disappointed because nothing is wrong with it. Just oil changes, brake pads, and tires. That's it. Last month, a guy brought in his 2016 Mazda 6 with 167,000 miles. He bought it new, drove it for 8 years, and wanted to know what big repairs were coming. I put it on the lift and checked everything. The suspension, brakes, underneath the car, ran computer checks, looked at the transmission fluid. You know what I found? Nothing at all. Even the original spark plugs were still good. I told him to come back after another 30,000 miles. He looked at me like I was joking. I get that reaction all the time with these cars. Mazda did something really smart with this generation of the 6. They kept it simple. The Skyactiv 2.5-liter engine doesn't use parts that break easily. It uses a chain system that lasts as long as the engine. The 6-speed automatic transmission is their own design, and it works great. No CVT problems, no complicated dual clutch issues. Just a regular automatic transmission that shifts smoothly and lasts. Here's an interesting fact that matters. Mazda designed the engine with a 13:1 compression ratio. That's higher than most sports cars. This means better gas mileage without making the engine less reliable. It's actually the opposite of what you'd expect. Current prices will make you angry if you bought a different Japanese car. A 2017 Mazda 6 touring with 70,000 miles costs $12,000 to $14,000. A same-year Camry SE with similar miles costs $17,000 to $19,000. That's a $5,000 difference for a car that costs less to maintain over time based on my experience. The most expensive repair I've ever done on a Skyactiv Mazda 6 was a water pump at 140,000 miles. It cost $680 for parts and labor. The average surprise repair on a similar age Accord costs $1,100. When you test drive a used Mazda 6, watch for 2 things. First, the knob that controls the screen. If it feels loose or sticky, the previous owner was rough with it. Not a deal breaker, but shows you how they treated the car. Second, take it on the highway and let off the gas around 45 miles per hour. If you feel a small shake, check the motor mounts. That's a known problem and costs $350 to fix. Walk away if they won't lower the price. Also, the 2014 to 2015 models had some paint problems. Look for bubbles around the hood and trunk edges. Mazda extended the warranty on this, so check if it was fixed. Who should buy this car? If you want a car that's fun to drive but still practical, the Mazda 6 handles better than anything else in this category. If you're keeping a car past 200,000 miles and want the lowest maintenance costs, this is your car. If you're tired of paying too much for the Toyota name, this is your way out. Who should skip it? If you need maximum backseat space, the Mazda 6 is smaller than the Camry inside. If you want the newest safety features, the 2018 and newer models have them, but earlier ones don't. And if you're buying to sell again in 3 years, stick with Toyota because the market hasn't realized how good the Mazda is yet. Here's the simple math on the Mazda 6. Buy it for $12,000, drive it for 150,000 miles, spend maybe $2,500 total on maintenance. You will not find a better deal in the mid-size car category. Okay, that was number 2. Now for number 1. This is the car I recommend more than any other when people ask me what to buy. And almost everyone argues with me at first until they actually drive one. If this honest advice is helping you, please subscribe. I have more videos coming about cars that dealerships push versus cars that actually make sense. Number 1 is a full-size car with the exact same engine and transmission as the Lexus ES. It has the same reliability as the Camry, more features than both, and it costs $5,000 less than either one. Why? Because the average buyer is 67 years old. Let me tell you about a customer who almost argued with me about this car. 2 years ago, a woman came in. She was in her mid-40s, professional job, needed something reliable for a 60-mile daily drive to work. She had been looking at Camrys and Accords and had $18,000 to spend. I asked if she thought about the Avalon. She laughed and said, "That's what my grandmother drives." I walked her outside to my shop and showed her my personal car, a 2014 Avalon Limited with 188,000 miles on it. I bought it when it had 90,000 miles for $13,500. At that time, I had only spent about $1,800 on it total, and that included a complete brake job and new tires. She bought a 2015 Avalon XLE the next week for $14,200 with 71,000 miles. She texted me last month. She now has 142,000 miles on it. 0 mechanical problems. Her exact words were, "Why doesn't anyone talk about this car?" The 7th generation Avalon shares everything with the Lexus ES 350. Same platform, same 3.5-liter V6 engine, same 6-speed automatic transmission. I'm not making this up. Same parts, same factory in Kentucky, same Toyota reliability. The 2GRFE V6 engine is probably the most reliable 6-cylinder engine Toyota has ever made. It doesn't have direct injection problems, doesn't need timing belt replacements, doesn't have turbo failures. It just works. I've seen these engines go 400,000 miles. Not heard about it. I've personally worked on 3 of them that had over 350,000 miles with their original transmissions. Let's talk about prices because this is where it gets crazy. A 2016 Avalon XLE with 80,000 miles costs $14,000 to $16,000. A 2016 Lexus ES 350 with the same miles costs $21,000 to $24,000. That's a $7,000 to $8,000 difference for cars that are mechanically identical. The Lexus has a nicer badge and slightly better interior materials. That's it. Now compare it to the Camry. A 2016 Camry XLE V6 with 80,000 miles costs $15,000 to $17,000. Actually more expensive than some Avalons, and you're getting a smaller car with fewer features. Repair costs are low. The most common thing to replace is brake pads. That costs $280 for all 4 wheels. Transmission fluid change costs $180. Water pump, if it ever breaks, which is rare after 200,000 miles, costs $650. First, check the VIN number for any dashboard recalls. Some 2013 to 2014 models had cracking dashboard problems in hot weather areas. Toyota extended the warranty on this. Second, look at the tire wear. If the front tires wear unevenly, it means they didn't do alignment properly. Not a deal breaker, but ask for $100 off the price. Third, test the N-Tune screen system. On the Limited and XLE models, the touchscreen can develop slow response problems. Make sure all buttons work and there's no delay. Fourth, and this is my best tip, try to find one that was owned by an older person. I'm serious. They keep them in the garage, do every maintenance on time, and drive carefully. A grandma car with 60,000 miles is basically like new. Who should buy this car? People who drive on the highway a lot. This car was made to cruise at 80 miles per hour all day long. Anyone who wants Lexus reliability without the Lexus price. People who need room. The back seat is huge. And anyone smart enough to ignore what other people think about old people cars. Who should not buy it? If you're under 30 and care what your friends think, honestly, I understand. If you want sporty handling, the Avalon isn't that kind of car. And if you live somewhere with tight parking, this is a big car at 192 inches long. Here's my final opinion on the Avalon. This is the best car you can buy for under $15,000. Full size, fully loaded with features, full Toyota reliability, and priced like people don't know what it is, because they really don't. If I had to buy one car right now to drive for the next 10 years with the lowest total cost, I would buy another Avalon without thinking twice. So there you have it. 3 cars that the market forgot about but mechanics didn't. The Buick Regal with German engineering and American prices. The Mazda 6 that loses value fast but runs forever. And the Avalon, the best kept secret in the entire used car market. You now know 3 cars you can buy for under $15,000 that will last longer than cars that cost twice as much. Next time you're at a dealership and the salesman tries to sell you a 3-year-old German car, you'll know better. If you want to know which cars have actually earned legendary status in repair shops, the cars that just refuse to die, I made a whole video about that. It's right here. These are cars that mechanics truly respect with real numbers to prove it. That's 22 years of watching cars come and go. Hit like if this helped you, and subscribe for more honest car advice. I'll keep giving you the truth that dealerships won't tell you. Drive safely, take care of your car, and it will take care of you. That's all for now. See you in the next video.